Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today. People kept requesting that go back down to the beach. So it's a beautiful morning. Just wanted to get you guys out here. And here's what comes next, guys. So much to cover right now. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, which I'll talk about a little later. But let's get into it. Think about this. Consumer credit is at an all-time high. Not since 2008. It's at an all-time high ever. More people have debt right now than ever before in history. More people have credit card debt than ever before in history. Oh, well, Dan, it's, 2023. People borrow more money. It's different. No. People are upside down financially right now. And what's crazy about this stat is that more people have more credit card debt than ever before. And each month it's going up right now. Why? What is everybody buying? Well, they're not buying anything. They're paying their bills with their credit cards. The delinquencies on credit cards, on personal consumer credit, is at an all-time high. And more people are 60 days late on their credit cards than ever before. Ever. So, what comes next? Bankruptcy, charge-offs, losing everything. That's what comes next. People don't want to admit this. People don't want to admit that they're upside down financially. But here's what's crazy. Right now, when you look at all these insurance companies that are interviewing people, they don't do this just for stats. They do this so that they know where they should be putting money and who they shouldn't be insuring, who they shouldn't be lending money to. They do not want to lend money to some debt hound that's completely upside down. So what you're seeing right now is more people behind in their debts, and it's crazy. Think about this. Back in 2008, when everything, let's just say it started in 2008, more people were upside down. There was a lot of people upside down back then, but people had the ability to discuss their finances. About 50% of the people would say, hey, we're kind of in trouble right now. Okay? That has lowered right now to lower than 20%. So many people don't want to admit where they're at. They'd rather bury their head in the sand, hide it from everybody else, and act like everything's okay when, in fact, it's not. So, just a wild stat right now when you hear that. Now, here's the other thing. Consumer credit right now, when it comes to auto loans, you have more people that owe on subprime auto loans that have bad credit. Their credit scores aren't good, their job's not good. Think about this. At the end of 2022, negative equity on cars. In other words, you go to turn a car in and they say, okay, Dan, listen, the car is, you owe more on the car than what the car is worth. Okay, well, how bad is it? Okay, you're $2,000 over. Wow, okay. Well, what do? We put that onto the new loan. So it continues the cycle with people. More people have negative equity in their automobiles now than ever before. What was the average negative equity at the end of 2022? $5,481. Is that crazy, guys? People's average car was upside down over $5,000. Now, that's getting worse right now because you've got all these people that are completely upside down when it comes to their finances, but the subprime market, that's the largest percentage of people that are not paying their bills right now when it comes to these auto loans. And you can sit there and say, well, they have bad credit, they're not good business people, whatever. No, the problem with this is the largest percentage of people borrowing money are in the subprime area. So you have more people that have to sit there and say, yeah, I guess my credit's not that good. I guess my job is not that stable. I guess I got to take what I can get. But people are out borrowing more money for cars and for trucks and for SUVs than ever before. New cars, completely upside down. People that are spending $50, $60, $100,000 on a truck is insane. In the last week, I had two friends admit to me that their trucks were over $100,000. One of my friend's sons $111,000 for a truck. A truck. My God, what's the payment? I don't know. I'll find out for you. I don't think he wants to tell me. So what you're looking at right now is a market that is completely going in the wrong direction. There are more people that are delinquent on $5,000 car loans than ever before. Unbelievable. So with consumer credit going in the wrong direction, the problem with it is that people don't have the money. People are tapped out. People are borrowing more than they ever did before right now. And we're seeing this just, time and again. But you have to look at this. You've got to get yourself in order. Financially, create a plan. I am not an organized person by any means. But one thing that's helped me is putting things on paper, laying things out, sitting there and saying, how am I going to, deal with this? And anything that you want to be successful, weight loss, fitness, being successful with your business, have a plan. That's why you have a business plan when you run a company. It's not just, hey, here's the dream that we want to do. No, this is the direction we're going to go and the roadmap to success. And that's what people don't get. I'll just make more money and pay my bills up. No, have a plan of attack. Get rid of the highest interest rate, pay things down now, but get rid of things that you don't need that you can get rid of right now. But when you look at bills right now and see everybody completely upside down right now, this is disturbing. Bank of America had a $250 million fine for setting up fake accounts. And I told you there was going to be people that were going to be given money back after the fact that were overcharged, didn't get incentives, didn't get their credit card discounts, whatever. Well, they set aside $100 million already for that. So if you've been cheated from Bank of America and you're no longer, even if you're no longer a customer, read the story below. You can contact Bank of America to say, hey, I want to get on that list. Now, my late girlfriend banked at Bank of America and was charged overdraft fees and things like that when she was deathly ill. And that'll be a phone call I'll make for her estate, because it's ridiculous that they did this to people, and it's the people that don't complain. And someone that passed away sure is not complaining to a bank. You have to go out and be the squeaky wheel, but they're already issuing checks. They're already issuing credits to accounts. They're doing that, and you have to call them right now. So crazy, absolutely crazy. So share your thoughts on this stuff right now. If you think that you're in trouble financially, if you think that your credit is, upside down, you think your spending's upside down, look at how you can curb and how you can stop it and put an end to it. Because I'm telling you, it's a vicious cycle with people that they just don't want to admit how bad this is and how bad the economy is right now. But what comes next is going to be bankruptcy. That's what comes next. And people don't want to admit it. Oh, we'll get through this. Don't worry about it. You don't know everything. I know, you're right. I know nothing. But what I do know is that history repeats itself. And what you're going to see is these people go out of business. You're going to see companies that you never expected. That's why you're seeing restaurants that have been open 40 and 50 years go out of business. That's why you're seeing places like David's Bridal go bankrupt. And David's Bridal, one thing that's fascinating about them was they worked out a deal with the bankruptcy court, so it just was not a complete shutdown, because there's value in this. That women are going to get married. Women are going to need wedding dresses over the course of the next 10 years. So they're going to want to go to David's Bridal. So they want to keep it open. They tried to keep it up and running. You're going to see such a problem with the economy right now that people need to open their eyes to it. Okay? Share your thoughts on this stuff. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. One thing that was brought up to me recently is we insure everything. We insure our homes, we insure our cars, we insure our lives. Why not insure your money? Why not insure your retirement? The best thing that you can do is look at gold as a safe haven investment to protect yourself and ensure your retirement. The best place to do that is Patriot Gold Group. Call them today, 888-330-1431. Let them know that I allegedly sent you. Use the link below or call them today. They will give you a free investor guide, but they will show you how they have a no fee for life IRA and 401k, and their service is second to none. They've been #1 rated with Consumer Affairs for 7 years in a row now, And there's a reason for that. It's because of the great service and the great company. But contact them today. Call them, 888-330-1431. Central banks, countries, businesses, billionaires are all buying gold. You should too, to protect yourself and to protect your family. Do it now before it's too late. One thing that I get an absolute kick out of is people write me to tell me how, Dan, the economy's booming, everything's great, people are traveling, people are spending more money out than ever before. That is not true. That is absolutely not true. People are going out, but people are doing things like this. People are going to the beach and hanging out here because it's free. That's why they're doing that. This doesn't cost anything to do this. So that's what you're seeing more and more of. There's a hotel chain that owns 19 hotels. Their big one, the W Atlanta, they're giving that back to the bank. They're giving 19 hotels back to the bank that are non-performing. Well, okay, this is the season for hotels, guys. It doesn't matter where you're at around the country. Oh, damn, Atlanta's not a good area for hotels in the summertime. You're kidding yourself. So people are doing this. People are giving stuff back at a record pace. The other thing I wanted to cover with the subprime loans is that you're seeing more people completely upside down with their auto payments right now than ever before. People that have borrowed money on a car that was never worth what they wrote a loan for. And the banks don't care because they charge people doc fees and prep fees, and oh, you have a finance fee of $250 and you get 19% interest rate in your car. People are experiencing things like this that they've never experienced before, and now you have a hotel chain giving back 19 hotels back to the bank. Great story below about pollution. What's a huge polluter right now? Well, it's EV cars. Want to know how they're doing it? EV cars weigh more than the average gas car, so the tires emit a dust, okay, and particles into the atmosphere faster than a regular car does, and it's actually hurting the environment. Oh, you're crazy, Dan. Read the story below because it's fascinating. When you have a car that weighs 4,000 pounds more than another car of the same type, yeah, when those tires hit the pavement and it's summer, they leave more micro dust and microparticles, and the tires break down faster. Who knew that? I didn't know that. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. It's earnings seasons right now. And one thing that we're seeing right now is the banks and different large businesses tell us how they did. JP Morgan just announced theirs, and they had a $14 billion profit last quarter, and mainly from taking over First Republic. And man, that is just shedding that carcass of that bank and leaving the debt for other people and just stealing the assets. They're amazing. So again, another Jamie Dimon quote that's fantastic is that, hey, he said, private equity is dancing in the street. They don't have to follow the regulations that we follow. No kidding. You know, one thing that's fascinating is that you can get money for your business, for your startup, and you can go to private individuals. Whether they do bridge loans or they invest in equity in your company, they're not regulated by, the government. These are people that have money. Some are individuals, some are institutions, some are businesses that's what they do, is lend people money. And Jamie Dimon's complaining about that they have an unfair advantage because they don't have to follow the rules. He doesn't follow the rules. He just fleeced a bank and shed its carcass, man, and left it for us he left it in the middle of the street for us to run into. So Jamie Dimon's a piece of work, man. But again, what are you going to do, folks? Okay? You've got nothing to worry about. This guy's making all this money and everything's great. Turn around and get you guys some wave action for a second. But overcast day, beautiful, hot, really hot this morning. Couple of union stories that are fascinating. United Airlines just agreed to pay their pilots a ton of money, huge raise for the pilots to avoid any talk or any semblance of a strike at all. So the pilots for United got a bunch of money. Now, UPS, remember, they weren't going to strike because they settled everything? Not so fast. It looks like they're going to strike right now, but what they're going to do is hire scab workers right now that are going to go out and they're going to get trained to deliver your packages. Talking about people that are going to be treated horribly, because the final destination, you know, you're going to get people that believe in the unions tremendously, and these people are going to be delivering packages, and it's going to be some serious hate mail. So one thing that's fascinating with the actors strike is the thing that's unfair is the AI future. And I'm telling you, it's like you cannot make movies right now. You cannot make anything. If they find out that you're making movies this time and you're going against production, and you know, it's one thing holding a camera, doing this by myself. I'm not part of SAG, so I can do whatever I want. But if I had a crew here with me and people with me, no, you can't do any of that stuff. And they're going to remember that in the future. So you've got to not cross these picket lines, and you've got to understand the value in this stuff. And sometimes people strike and it's not fair and they get paid a lot of money. I think the dock workers make too much money myself, but that's just me. So the next thing with United Airlines, there was a passenger on United Airlines that was flying from Houston to Amsterdam. He was in business class, kind of high end, you know, and they gave him a choice of a meal, 3-course meal. You get your choice of ribs, salmon, or pasta. And they didn't have his choice. And nobody knows what his choice was. It's not in the story, but read the story below because it's awesome. This guy lost his mind. This guy was so unruly and so pissed off that they had to divert the flight from Houston, flying to Amsterdam to Chicago. I don't even think they're going in that direction, but they landed in Chicago to kick this guy off the plane and have him arrested because he was freaking out about his meal. So what do you think it was? There's no way it was pasta. I want the pasta dish. No one's ever done that for airline marinara, okay? Never. So it was either the ribs or the salmon. Now, again, salmon on a plane. Boy, that's got to be fresh, don't you think? When did you guys, hey, is it live? Was it line caught, or did you guys raise it in a farm? And then the ribs. Okay, so I'm betting it was the ribs for this fat guy. Okay, I almost said it. But you know what I mean? So Fatso wanted ribs. And I'm going to go out on a limb and just say that. So Fatso wanted ribs, didn't get his ribs, and lost his mind. Lost his mind. So again, I don't want the salmon. I don't want the pasta. So they had to divert the flight. Have you ever seen anybody lose it like that? Ever on a flight? If you do, film it. Don't film it this way. Film it this way and send it to me. And make sure it's under a minute, and you can email it to me too. But absolutely insane that this guy lost his mind. We keep getting emails sent to me that are stories about San Francisco and how other cities should wake up. They're not. They're not going to wake up, guys. You're going to see more cities crumble. It's going to be Escape from New York in San Francisco because it's so bad. They might as well put a fence around San Francisco and call it a crime scene. The whole city. Have you ever known anybody wealthy? I mean, like loaded. They say that the average person that is considered wealthy in the United States has $2.2 million. I think it's more than that myself, but that's what they have is $2.2 million. Now, your net worth is one thing. Your house equity, things like that, that contributes to your net worth. What about liquid net worth? What about having money in the bank? Now, one thing that's absolutely been destroyed since this year, the last quarter, was houses in Los Angeles that are over $5 million. They put a 4% tax on this. Now, here's the funny thing. It's to fight homelessness. And by the way, in the last 3 years, they've had $17.3 billion for homelessness. And now they're charging people that have houses over $5 million, 4% more. So you pay your agent, you pay everybody, you might as well be paying 10% off the top for your $5 million house. So guess what? The housing market for things over $5 million has completely shut down. Done. they're not selling these houses anymore. So just crazy, guys. So no one's buying these houses, no one's selling these. More houses have been taken off the market than are being listed right now in the Los Angeles area above $5 million. Nobody wants to pay that tax. And there's no way around it. No way around it. So the other thing is, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they bought a house in Malibu that is a compound that is, over $100 million. They say that the staff to run this place is over $1 million a year, and you'd have to have 50 people just to maintain the house. Whether they're there or not, they need to have 50 people hired all the time. So that's money, guys. That's serious money. When somebody has to have a staff of 50, think about gardeners, people working on the landscaping, cooks, chefs, people making sure that everything's clean, because dust accumulates. You know how it is. You leave your house for 3 or 4 days, and the place looks like somebody was there. It's a mess. So they have to have 50 people work for them. Wild, 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 wild. Isn't this beautiful out here? Absolutely stunning. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far, guys. I'm going to end this video with these last 2 stories. The first one is the Fed. The Fed is going to meet on the 25th and 26th of this month, and most likely they're going to raise interest rates. Tell me what you think is going to happen. Let's make the prediction now, a couple weeks in advance. Make a bold statement. What do you think? Is Fed going to raise interest rates a 1/4 point, 1/2 point? They're not going to raise it at all. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know. Let everybody know. Put it in the comments below. I really want to know what you think. Now, here's something that was sent to me that is insane, okay? Do you know that there are states out there that you can have open containers of alcohol in your car? So, how unsafe is that, okay? But listen to this, okay? Alaska, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Mississippi, Missouri, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia all allow vehicles' passengers to possess open containers of alcohol. Wow, what planet is this, and what year is this, okay? You think it would be some hillbilly stuff, but you got some real states in there. So anyways, oh my gosh, did he just call our state a hillbilly state? Yeah, I did that to Rhode Island, okay? So they're not that big. They won't do anything. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And take a look at our sponsor. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Onward and Upward. I will see you guys very soon. Reach out if you have any questions. We're mailing out via priority mail this week the presents from Christmas in May. So be on the lookout if you were a winner. If you want to see if you are a winner or not, check christmasinmay.com and see the list, okay? Onward and Upward, guys. I'll see you very soon.